year is this?
Welcome back, if you can believe it, to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. After 5 years, an event was put on to celebrate the game's 5th anniversary, which introduced a bunch more spirits, so here we are once again. First of all, we have Oatchi. Oatchi is a space dog introduced in Pikmin 4, a member of the Rescue Corps, and his whole gimmick throughout Pikmin 4 is that he is a rideable mount and ally who can help you charge through ice blocks and such. So we have a giant Kirby who's very annoying to fight, who is playing as Oatchi, and we're also playing against a small red Alf. That is actually to represent Pikmin 4's player character, who I think for the first time in the Pikmin series is a fully customizable pilot. You make your own character for Pikmin 4. Everything I've heard about the game thus far, apparently it is absolutely golden. It was well worth the wait, so a toast to Pikmin fans. You finally got what you wanted. I am very happy for you. One nice thing about this fight as well is that naturally, being Smash, you can only have 3 Pikmin at a time. When you first get Oatchi, Oatchi can only carry 3 Pikmin at any given time with you. So I like that little attention to detail, even if it wasn't necessarily intentional. It just kind of happened serendipitously. And this fight has been going on way too long. I may be a little rusty. I have not played Smash Bros. In a long fucking time. Get off my tits. I'll get it eventually. Okay, that was an awful chase. I will get him. Eventually, I will hit him with something that will just kill him. This fight is, oh boy, this is a good start, isn't it? I promise I get better. I get better by the end of this. In fact, I have to. Some of these fights are goddamn disgusting, so get out of here, Rando McPikmin. Next up, we have Noah and Mio from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm currently playing through this game. I don't want to spoil myself on anything, so I had to be very careful researching this. But I think I've played enough to know what's going on. So in this fight, you have Noah and Mio, and the world of Xenoblade 3, somehow more so than the first 2 Xenoblade games, is absolutely fucked. It is horrific. Essentially what happens is humanity, or humanoid species, have like a 10-year lifespan. And the only way for them to extend their lifespan is to go out and kill other people. So basically, there ends up being this big war happening, a constant war, where people are fighting solely so they can simply live. You know, so they can steal life force and live. Noah and Mio were on opposite sides of this war. They get dragged into the machinations of this terrifying being called Moebius. And in facing against Moebius, they get the ability to interlink, turning into an Ouroboros. That probably sounds like a word salad to you. It makes sense in context, I promise. But basically, you turn into this big biomechanical nightmare, hence the Dark Samus that they fuse into to defeat me at the end. Okay, so next up is Rauru, the ancient Zonai from The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This battle is absolutely wild. This basically represents the great sealing of Ganon, turning him into Calamity Ganon originally, that you learn about and see play out through Tears of the Kingdom's flashbacks. So the fact that I'm playing as Calamity Ganon right now is kind of goddamn perfect. Anyway, all of these jobbers flying at me right now, in no particular order, represent the Sage of Wind, the Rito, the Sage of Fire for the Goron, the Sage of Water for the Zora, the Sage of Lightning for the Gerudo, and that giant rub right there, the dark green one, that is actually Mineru, who is the Sage of Spirit and fuses with a giant robotic construct. I like that detail quite a lot. But ultimately, while these guys are a lot of fun to fight, this is Rauru's goddamn battle. Rauru is the one I'm here for. He's the motherfucker I want to kill. So I'm just going to go ahead and calamity the shit out of these boys. Get out of here. Very nice. I'm loving how much I'm able to tear their health apart. It does make me feel very powerful. Get the fuck out, Mineru. Just a couple of well-placed hits will do that. And then we get Rauru. So being played by Mewtwo to represent Mauru's mystical abilities, his ability to shoot energy blasts. And yeah, this fight, given that I've been worn down by all the other sages, it actually gets kind of close, kind of to the nail on this one. So I just need to get a few clean, chunky hits on this boy, which he's not going to make easy for me. Really playing into the fact that I've not played Smash in a hot minute and I'm a little disoriented, not quite got the coordination I used to have. God, I need to get back into this game, if not for the competitive element of it. And, oh, 5%, come on. One more clean hit will do. What? Raru? Raru? I swear to God, Raru, you're making me look bad in front of Raru, you're making me look bad in front of the internet. I'm gonna punch you. How did you fucking parry me? How dare you? Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad at Raru right now. I'm going to make your death painful. I'm going to absolutely ruin you, Raru. Get very dead. There we are. Got him. Anyway, Sword Fighter Peach. So, in Princess Peach Showtime, a game that came out recently, didn't really catch my interest. The game was a bit too simple for my taste, as much as I did like the vibe and aesthetic of it. In said game, you go through the Sparkle Theatre as Princess Peach. The theatre is attacked by Madame Grape, and what you end up doing is going through the theatre donning a bunch of different outfits. One of them being this one, Sword Fighter Peach, where she dons this lovely blue outfit and just starts slicing fools up with rapier skills. So I think it's only fitting that in this spirit battle we play as Peach in another funny outfit, and we have her match her counterpart in sword fighting. Next up, we have, representing the entirety of Princess Peach Showtime, Peach and Stella. So Stella is a little fairy who basically guides you on your adventure through the Sparkle Theatre. And yeah, this is basically a little showcase of all the different forms Peach can take. You've got Lynn there, representing Sword Fighter Peach, who we just defeated. That's all well and good. Thankfully, she doesn't stick around for long. One clean slash is all she gets. But then we get Chef Kawasaki. It took me a moment to figure out what this was trying to be. This is Patisserie Peach from the baking level. So, yeah, that's Peach doing a little bit of baking as a French chef right there. Then, this is actually the last one. I was sitting there hoping for more or waiting for more, but it's only the 3. But Akira here is Kung Fu Peach, so really, they kind of ended on a strong suit. Akira can absolutely wreck your shit if you let him. So this is the point where I realised, oh, I've just got to take out Stella. And Stella being a tiny little thing is really hard to hit. Thankfully, I can be big. Let's get big. Go on, Fury Bowser. There we are. That'll show her. Bullying. Next up, we have Zagreus. The fact that you can fight this with the Hades Spirit, and that the Hades Spirit is super effective against it. Don't know if that was intentional, but holy shit, that's a stroke of genius. So, Zagreus is the main protagonist of what might be one of the best video games ever made, 2020's Hades by Supergiant. In said game, it is a roguelike, so you are playing as the son of Hades, trying to escape the underworld. But being a god, you can't actually die, which is what makes it a roguelike. Anytime you die, you are simply dragged back down to the depths, back down to the bottom, your resolve wavers, your distaste for your asshole of a dad, Hades, intensifies, and you power through again, this time trying to goddamn make it stick. And, yeah, I don't know why I'm describing it. If you've not played Hades, you need to fucking go out and do it now. It's an indie game, it's not that expensive, and it's an actual fucking masterpiece. I think it's easily within my top 5 games of all time. And I've not even played the second yet. I'm waiting for it to get out of early access, but holy shit, when that comes out, like when that fully comes out and I get into it, I feel like I'm going to be a very, very happy soul. Anyway. Next up, we have the 13 Sentinels pilots from 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. This is a kaiju fighting mecha game for the Switch. Never played it. I've heard it's good though, so I'm not going to knock it without having played it. But that said, for this spirit battle, to represent the game, you have a bunch of Robs. Each Rob is kitted with a different weapon to represent that there are 4 different generations of Sentinels piloted by different anime teens. And in this fight, you'll notice that it is actually a stamina battle with a timer. That is to represent the fact that 13 Sentinels is actually a real-time strategy game. So, shit, mechas, anime, real-time strategy. I don't know why I haven't played it. It sounds like it'd be my kind of thing. I might fucking like this game. I will look into it. So yeah. Anyway, fighting off with Travis Touchdown because this is absolutely the kind of weeb shit that he would love, without a goddamn doubt. And let's get fucking wrecked, why don't we? Yeah, this is totally Travis Touchdown's final smash. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go. Makes sense. Seems legit. There we go. Get done. So, next up we have, from Super Mario Wonder, the Wonder Flower and the Talking Flower. This spirit battle is the... I don't know how to describe this. This is the spirit battle that has the most spirits in it in the entire game, giving you 21 Talking Flowers to defeat. But the funny thing is, you don't have to defeat the Talking Flowers. They have no impact on the gameplay whatsoever. More often than not, will not attack you. You know, kind of like how the Talking Flowers in Mario Wonder don't actually do anything. They're just there for the aesthetic and the vibes. The real kicker, the real thing you have to care about, are the Wonder Flowers, being played by the blue Kirby there. The Wonder Flowers, when you tap them, give off this weird trippy effect onto the stage, which is why, for this level, they've chosen the Super Mario stage that's constantly shifting and changing, and having effects applied to it via Kamek, so turning shit invisible, representing the trippiness of Wonder. And then we have, also from Wonder, Elephant Mario. So the new power-up came out, the elephant form, that lets you turn into a big elephant. So here we are on a stage with a big pool of water in it, as the elephant is able to drink up water and spurt it out. They are big, chonky things. They attack you with their incredible weight and with their noses, hence why I've got a chonky Mario blowing water at me. And, you know what, when it was revealed that elephant forms are coming out, everyone's first thought on the internet was, oh god, everyone's going to really sexualize the princesses turned into elephants, aren't they? Joke's on you, Nintendo got there first. Next up, from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, we have Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley, the 3 starters of Generation 9. Glitchy piece of shit game. I still love it, it's fun, but oh my god, was it not finished. Anyway, these 3 adorable little starters are being represented by 3 adorable little fellas. Obviously, there is no small fire start, so we just have to get Kirby to run in and smash its fiery head into you. But honestly, given that Fuecoco is kind of an out-of-place dipshit, but we love him, that really kind of works for me. This gives me Fuecoco vibes. I'm also being really brutal right now. I could have fought them with the Gen 8 starters, but I thought, fuck it. Legendary birds for you. Get dead. Next up, we may have what might be the hardest spirit battle out of all of these, which is Koraidon and Miraidon. Koraidon and Miraidon are the cover legendaries, mascots, and rideable mounts of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, respectively. So, their lore... okay, it's going to be hard to explain. Koraidon and Miraidon are a pair of Cyclizar, rideable bike Pokemon that a lot of people in the Paldea region have, but they have been dragged from the past and future, respectively, depending on which version of the game you have. Funnily enough, they cannot actually coexist. Only one of them exists in any given canon, so it's funny that we're fighting them both here. But point being, they are Paradox Pokemon, they're stupidly powerful legendaries. The game revolves around you trying to regain their power and learn about their past, which you eventually do, and oh my god, it's kind of actually interesting. You learn all about the Paradox Pokemon and the project, and yeah, some cool shit. But anyway, this fight is hard as fuck, because you've got 2 very well-synchronized enemies both flinging themselves at you. But what's more exciting is that you've got electricity on the ground. That's to represent Miraidon's electric terrain, which competitively is a nightmare to deal with. And following up with the DLC, or the first DLC of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, you have Ogerpon. Ogerpon is like my favorite legendary. She is a sweet young girl who did nothing wrong, and everything bad happens to her, and I just want to give her a hug. So she's like one of the few legendaries that has her own story that revolves around her, and it's a really heartfelt story about this poor Pokemon that just has the worst of it, and then gets like considered like a local terror and a menace by the people of Kitakami, even though she did nothing fucking wrong. Yeah, so competitively, Ogerpon is a terror and should be feared. Competitively, she's not been banned from the Uber meta, so she can go toe-to-toe with most Pokemon and kick the shit out of them. She has 4 masks that she can don that change her typing and abilities. The first is the Fire Mask, who we've just defeated there, which is all about high offense. Then you have the Water Mask. This is the one I use. The Water Mask raises your special defense and turns you into something of a tank. So that is why this blue Incineroar is wearing the Franklin badge. I can't shoot it with projectiles because they'll come back and hit me, which represents a boost in special defense. That's kind of clever. So I just have to go in with my Arceus Corrin and just start dashing at her until that little fucking badge goes away, and then I can shoot her. So there we are. Also, you notice I'm using feminine pronouns. Ogerpon's one of the few legendaries with a set gender, so yay, best girl. Next up, we have the... Now, weirdly, this is not a steel type, but a rock type mask. So if you wear this one, it raises your defense. Hence, well, I guess you have to turn into metal, because there is no way of turning yourself into stone in Smash Bros. But that does give the incorrect impression that it's a steel type. It is not. It is rock and grass, so yeah. Anyway, rock and grass is not a great defensive typing, so you don't see this one that often. But when you do, in a competitive environment, it can catch you off guard. It can do you in quite hard. Last of all, you have Ogerpon when she's either wearing... Ogerpon when she's not wearing any mask. She can don the regular grass form. In this form, her speed is high, so this is a fast as fucking Cinnamoroll that is just dashing around and causing me problems. Now, I should clarify, with all of these different masks and different forms, to actually get the stat boosts from them, you have to terrestrialize. And when you do, Ogerpon gets this unique thing where her mask kind of takes over her whole body, and then she becomes absolutely fucking cracked. So, yay. Great Pokemon, love her, very cool. And, well, moving on to the second Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC, we have Terrapago. So, Scarlet and Violet's whole fucking thing revolves around terrestrialization, this weird phenomena that happens in Paldea, where your Pokemon can shift their types, which, competitively, is fucking fantastic and makes the games actually really fun to play. And the cause of that, you don't discover until the second DLC campaign, which is fully optional, and could easily be missed by a regular player. But it's all because of this cute little turtle fella, buried deep underground, named Terrapagos. Now, when you do get to Terrapagos, you do so with your rival Kieran, who has gone through this fucking wildly edgy transformation, and basically goes Renegade on you, provoking the thing and trying to catch it in a Master Ball. It breaks out of the Master Ball for the first time in the fucking series. That's never happened officially before, and goes into this wild rage where you get this 3-stage boss fight with it, where it absolutely wrecks all of your shit, and it's a nightmare to fight against, and I have to say it's one of the Scarlet and Violet's highlights. I will say, using Squirtle for this fight, not only is great because Terrapagos is a turtle, but because the final smash uses fire, water, and grass, which is very similar to how Terrapagos' signature moves hit you with every single type at the same time. There is no... How did you get a Spirit Battle to work that well? I can only praise that. That's really goddamn cool. Also, this fight was hard as shit. Get out of here. And last of all, we have Baseball Kids from Baseball. You know of Baseball, right? It's the one with the ball and the stick. I love Baseball. I love it when they throw. I love it when they do the bat. I like it when they run. And I like it when they home run. I like all of the Baseballs. Do you like Baseballs? I think Baseballs is great. I'm even playing as Cuneo, who does his own Baseballs. Look at the Baseballs. Don't you love Baseballs? Baseball!
Oh, that's a baseball!
I may or may not have researched anything about these characters, because Baseball! Did you know Randy Johnson once baseballed so hard he destroyed a bird? Baseball! Home run! Take me out to the baseball.